My name is Mike, and this is a 2019 1LT 4-cylinder Camaro. I'm going to give you 10 things you need to know about this Camaro. Is it possibly better than the Camaro SS? Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Every week I have a new car, truck, and SUV reviews. I give honest, opinionated reviews of the cars I drive. Let's get to the list. Of course, this isn't better than the Camaro SS. The SS has a more powerful engine. It is more performance oriented, but there are some reasons to like this Camaro. Let me start with number 10, and that's that the front end wasn't redesigned to this weird kind of ugly design. They kept it looking pretty good, a lot cleaner, more like the original, 2016 when they redesigned the whole Camaro. And so for that reason, I think the, V6 and 4-cylinder Camaros actually look better. And of course, they're updating that front end. It's going to be a 1-year look for the SS before they switched it back over to looking more like it did before. Okay, number 9 is the 8-speed automatic. Now that comes with paddle shifters and a manual mode. You also get 3 modes. You got your snow and ice, sport mode, touring mode. You can turn the traction control off right here. So the 8-speed automatic is serviceable. It drives the car pretty well. It's nothing compared to the smoothness of the 10-speed that now comes in the 19 Super Sport, which I do talk about in that review, but it's a pretty good transmission. Okay, number 8 is that it comes with dual exhaust. So check out these 2 exhausts. It looks cool, it gives that good sports car vibe, but the sound is kind of meh. I'm not really a big fan. Maybe you like it, but I didn't really like it. I honestly think they can do better. Okay, number 7 is the trunk space. Every Camaro I've driven since they redesigned for the 2016, I feel like the trunk space is a problem. It's just not big enough, and the entrance to the trunk is just really narrow. The new C8 Corvette can supposedly hold 2 sets of golf clubs stacked on top of each other. I think you would have a tough time putting 2 sets of golf clubs in the trunk of this car without putting the back seat down. And so for that reason, the trunk is just not up to par with the Mustang and the Challenger. Something you need to know, because if you use this car regularly and you want that trunk space, the Camaro is not the car for you. Okay, number 6 is the center control system. I've reviewed the same system on the GMC and the Camaro Super Sport. It has Android Auto, it has CarPlay. It's easy to flip around. You can make adjustments on the flies. All the controls are right there. They're intuitive. It's competitive with the other, systems on the market. When compared, again, with the Mustang and the Challenger, I think they're very similar systems. And I really like this system. I've test driven a lot of GM's products, and I think it's one of the better systems on the market. Okay, number 5, the interior is base. It's no options, and it still feels pretty good. I feel like the center controls, the system you get with the touchscreen is pretty nice. You got the paddle shifters, steering wheel controls for the stereo, and overall it doesn't feel as cheap as I think they could have gone. And the driver's position, you get the seat in the right spot and you are ready to drive athletically. It's a lot of fun to drive. That's number 5. Okay, number 4, again, this is the 1LT. It's a base model. But what comes standard with the base when you upgrade to the automatic transmission? So with that, you get paddle shifters. It also comes with the LED front lights. It's got remote keyless start, push button start for your engine start stop button, and automatic climate controls. Those features alone are almost always in at least the first package up. And so I really like that Chevy included a lot with the base. And you know, this 1LT comes with a pretty good package, especially for somebody who's buying their first, you know, sports car. Okay, number 3, the MSRP on this 1LT 4-cylinder is about $26,500. That includes the only option of adding the automatic transmission. But I saw some for, you know, mid-22s. So you can get this Camaro for $22,500. With the standard features, I think that represents a pretty good value. And so at $22,000, $23,000, maybe even $24,000, you can get a pretty good value to get you into your first Camaro. Okay, number 2 is the handling is surprisingly sporty and capable. It drives very athletic, but it's not so stiff as to be uncomfortable to drive every day. So number 2, the handling is pretty sharp. Check it out. Okay, the number 1 thing you need to know about this base 4-cylinder Camaro 1LT is the engine. So the engine puts out 275 horsepower. It's got 295 pound-feet of torque. Now, as compared to the 1999 Camaro that I drove, so a 99 Z28 cost $21,000 instead of the about $23,000 for this. And that 99 had 335 pound-feet of torque. So that's just 40 pound-feet of torque more for the Z28 than what a base 4-cylinder, half a Camaro engine is putting out now. So I would describe the engine as very turbo-y, turbo-like, turbo-licious. It's just got a very turbo feel. You get that buzz up and you get a little power and then it drops out. It's torquey, but it's definitely not Chevy's best engine. And frankly, the EcoBoost is better than this. This as a base engine, you know, it's serviceable. It's not great, but it's still fun. Okay, final thoughts. If you're considering a 4-cylinder Camaro, which I'm assuming you are considering it or you already have one, and if you're a driver, if you're gonna get one of these to have fun driving, get the 1LE track package, which you can now get on the 4-cylinder. It includes the manual transmission, a tighter suspension, track mode, and better brakes. And the fact that you can now get it on this car makes for a really fun Camaro at a pretty reasonable price. So check out that 1LE package. So as always, I'm gonna give you 3 gripes. So number 1, the trunk space in this Camaro is weak sauce. It does not handle a bag of golf clubs very well. And there just isn't a lot of space. But more so than that, the opening is just so tight and small and narrow. And so I'm not a big fan of the trunk. Number 2, it's a little rough to see out of. It kind of has a hunkered down feeling. You look like you're peeking out of, you know, a tank or something like that. That adds to the look, but it also detracts from your ability to see. And then the 3rd gripe, the back seat is ROFL. It's just too small. It's not a seat. Hey, thanks for watching. If you got even one thing out of this video, consider smashing that like button. It helps the channel, it helps this video, and I appreciate it. Thank you and have a great day. Number 2 is this thing drives fantastic, especially for a 4-cylinder. Shut up.